Goodbye but Not Forgotten. It's the title of a meaningful workshop coming up on Saturday, February 8th at the Moline Library. Here to tell us about it is Jackie Hauer, a certified end-of-life doula. Jackie, welcome back to QCL.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here again.
Yes,
Thank
we're
you.
excited to have you. You have all kinds of really great events and workshops that you do year-round. This one specifically is really focused on processing the loss of a partner. So just briefly talk a little bit about what participants can expect at this workshop.
Sure. So we'll meet on Saturday morning around 11, and we're going to go over the basics of grief, kind of put some language to grief and the feelings around it. And we'll also do a deep dive, just talking about what happens when you do experience the loss of a partner. There's all these other losses that come with the loss of a partner, like if you have two incomes, or the loss of, a caretaker for your children. So we're just going to do a deep dive, allow people to kind of come together in community and share their experiences as well.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting when you said putting language to grief, because I think a lot of people feel different ways, especially, everyone's timeline is different, and depending on, what they're dealing with and who they are as a person. But yeah, I think that would be helpful to just kind of have definitions for maybe some of the things that folks might be feeling at different points as they experience that grief. So, and this is a chance too for people to talk with each other or have that shared experience, and that can oftentimes be very helpful.
Yes, a lot of times it's so helpful because it helps people to realize, I'm not alone. Yeah. A lot of times when I work with people who have experienced the loss of a spouse or a partner, they feel isolated and totally alone. So it's nice to be able to be in a room of people who have experienced that and can offer some type of support or just being able to witness their pain.
Absolutely. Okay, so as we mentioned, you are a certified end-of-life doula, which we have talked about with Jackie in the past on this show. But for folks that may have missed that, talk a little bit about the work that you do.
Sure. So as an end-of-life doula, I work with lots of different people. Some that have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, others who are just needing a little extra support emotionally. It's a full-time job when you have people taking care of family members or friends. And so it's my role to come in and kind of help support them, be a bridge to them, and hospice if that's the direction that they're going. Sometimes I come in and just help them with legacy projects to honor their memory for their loved ones. Yeah. Just really listening to the person and uncovering what it is they might need in those moments.
So important, such important work. That must be fulfilling for you immensely. There will be also a certified grief counselor that will be joining you for this, a grief specialist, Jill Finn. So you will each kind of bring your expertise to this experience.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, that's super important. Okay, so you also host different workshops as well beyond this one. So you do end-of-life workshops monthly. And that is at the Moline Library or the Rock Island Library?
Moline, both, but the Moline Library, we have a monthly workshop, and those are based around grief. Okay. And end of life occasionally will be added in there too.
And that's with Jill typically?
Yep, Jill and I kind of co-present there. Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful. And you also host something called Death Cafe. Yes. Which is another opportunity for people to kind of chat with each other and, describe this, because this has actually been going very well for you, and I'm assuming it's pretty well attended.
It is. It's something I don't personally recommend if you've recently experienced a loss, but if you are curious about death or want to share, your thoughts on death, your experiences with death and dying, we gather, we have sweet treats because you can't talk about something heavy without having something a little bit lighter.
Right.
But we get together and we discuss life, death, and everything in between, and it's really a place where people can come and share their thoughts and experiences, and it's really beautiful. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
And I'm glad you differentiated that, because you definitely have those workshops that are geared to more toward people that are on some sort of spectrum of experiencing grief. Yes. Especially if that's fresh. It may not be, it's not that same experience as Death Cafe where you're exploring, you're talking, you're sharing ideas and things like that. So very different. I'm glad you differentiated that. But all of it, very interesting, very cool that you put all of this together. And so we want to give people the information that they need. So Goodbye But Not Forgotten. That is the one that is coming up pretty soon here, Saturday, February 8th, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Moline Public Library. You don't have to register, but it is wonderful if you can register ahead of time, and so you do that just by heading to the library's website and clicking on events. And of course, if you want to learn more about Jackie's work as an end-of-life doula or just stay up to date on any of her upcoming workshops and events, be sure to follow her on Facebook under Wanderings of Jackie, and you'll get all kinds of information there. You also do a lot of yoga as well, which we didn't even get to get into today.
That's okay.
Jackie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.